Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next steps presentation for admitted MassTransfer students. My name is Kevin Vandeveld, and I'm a transfer counselor here at UMass. We're going to be going over a number of things related to your next steps now that you've been admitted. So let's talk about our agenda for today. We're going to be talking about your next steps as a MassTransfer student. We're going to be talking about your MassTransfer benefits and how they get applied. We're going to be talking about sending your final transcript, which is an important part of your process. And then we're going to be talking about navigating Spire, which is the student account for students at UMass. All right, let's talk about your next steps as a MassTransfer student. Your first step is going to be deciding if you're going to be attending UMass Amherst. If the answer is yes, you can accept the offer by submitting the Your Decision form on your student status page and by paying the $500 non-refundable enrollment deposit also on your student status page. The deadline for that is June 1st. If you're receiving the Pell Grant or eligible for the Pell Grant, you should reach out to your transfer counselor, as you may be eligible to defer your enrollment fee to your bill so it can be covered by financial aid. The second thing we want you to know about your next steps is new students orientation and transition programs. You're going to complete the first part of that, which is the guide to the U and your placement exams. You want to make sure you do that by June 6th so that you can get priority course registration. Once you complete those steps, you'll be able to sign up for your advising and course registration appointment with your academic advisor, as well as sign up for the next part of orientation, which is Ready for the U. The Ready for the U has both an on-campus and an online option. We do encourage you to consider doing the on-campus portion, but you can do the online option if you're not able to come to campus at that time. If you're planning on living on campus, you can submit the housing preference application starting June 1st. The deadline is July 15th to submit it, and then your housing assignment will come out later in the summer. The last thing that we want you to keep in mind in terms of your next steps is making sure that you send us your final official transcript with graduation date on it. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation. Next, let's talk about sending your final transcripts, which is required for a lot of your MassTransfer benefits to be applied. If you're graduating this spring, you'll want to send your final transcript once your associate's degree is awarded. If you're taking summer courses to finish your degree, however, you have two options for sending us your final transcript. You can either send one at the end of your spring semester, along with a second official transcript after your community college awards your final grades and associate's degree in August or September. Or your second option is you can send a transcript with spring grades, as well as a transcript with summer grades, and then ask the registrar's office at your school to send us an email saying that you've met the requirements to graduate and the degree that you'll be earning. Either option is fine, but the second one will allow us to award your benefits a little sooner. All right, next let's talk about navigating Spire. So there's two parts of Spire that we want you to keep in mind. The first is going to be your transfer credit evaluation. It's going to tell you how your credits are transferring to UMass. To access that part of your information, you can go to main menu in Spire and then go to academics and then transfer credit, and you'll be able to view your transfer credit evaluation as long as it's already been posted. Another thing to keep in mind about transfer credit is that you should send us your final official transcript, as we said before. That's how we apply the rest of your credit if you're taking spring or summer courses. And you want to make sure that you send us any official test scores, so AP, CLEP, or IB, because those scores may be eligible for credit, but we need the official scores through the testing agency to award that credit. The second part of Spire that we want you to be aware of is financial aid. You can view your financial aid if it's been posted by going to main menu, then finances, then view financial aid. And then you can click on the link for the 2022-2023 academic year to view your financial aid. If you haven't already submitted your FAFSA or you haven't added us to the FAFSA, you should make sure to do so. It's not too late to do so. You just want to make sure you do it as soon as possible. All right, just a recap of the things that we discussed today. So first, you want to make sure you file your FAFSA if you haven't already. You're going to accept the offer by paying the $500 enrollment fee by June 1st and using the Your Decision form on your status page to accept the offer as well. Then you're going to complete your new students orientation and transition programs process, including Guide to the U, your advising and course registration appointment, placement exams, and then the Ready for the U on campus or online orientation process. If you're planning on living on campus, then you can submit the housing preference application, which opens on Spire starting June 1st. And then finally, you can send us your final community college transcript to make sure that we can apply all the MassTransfer benefits that you're eligible for. So that's the end of our presentation. If you have any questions, please contact us at one of those, at that first email there, and it'll be forwarded to the appropriate counselor. Or you can contact current students if you have questions about student life or the student experience by contacting that second email there. Thank you all for watching and joining us today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.